They appear ordinary at first glance, just pocket change that might be sitting in your coin jar right now. But these 3 Jefferson nickels could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars each. The difference between a 5-cent piece and a life-changing discovery often comes down to microscopic details that only the most eagle-eyed collectors can spot. Today, we're exploring 3 of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever minted, the 1993, 1990, and 1955, coins that continue to captivate the numismatic world and occasionally surface in circulation even today. Let's begin with the 1993 Jefferson nickel, a coin surrounded by mystery and intense collector interest. In the early 1990s, the U.S. Mint was operating at full capacity, producing billions of coins annually for circulation. The 1993 nickel production seemed routine. Philadelphia produced over 412 million nickels, while Denver contributed another 406 million. Nothing particularly noteworthy, or so it seemed at the time. But in 1994, something extraordinary happened. A collector in Ohio was examining rolls of 1993 nickels when he noticed something peculiar about one specimen. The mint mark appeared doubled. Upon closer inspection under magnification, he confirmed his suspicion. This was a double die obverse coin, one of the most prized error types in numismatics. Word spread quickly through collector circles, and suddenly everyone was searching their change for this rare variety. What exactly is a double die? It occurs during the manufacturing process when the hub imprints the design onto a working die multiple times, but with a slight misalignment. This creates a doubling effect visible on the finished coins. In the case of the 1993 doubled die nickel, the doubling is most pronounced on Jefferson's profile, particularly around his eye, ear, and the word "Liberty" on the obverse. This doubling isn't merely a minor shift, it's dramatic and unmistakable under even modest magnification. The doubling gives Jefferson an almost ghostly appearance, with his features appearing to vibrate off the surface of the coin. Specimens display variable degrees of doubling, with the most dramatic examples commanding the highest premiums. What makes the 1993 doubled die nickel particularly significant is its unexpected discovery. Unlike some famous doubled dies of earlier eras, such as the 1955 doubled die cent, the mint wasn't aware of this error before the coins entered circulation. By the time the variety was discovered, most 1993 nickels had already been distributed nationwide. Nobody knows exactly how many double die specimens exist, but estimates suggest perhaps 20,000 to 30,000 coins, a minuscule fraction of the total mintage. The market value of these coins has shown remarkable growth over the decades. In the late 1990s, a mint state example might fetch $100 to $200. Today, that same coin in MS-65 condition could easily command $2,500 to $3,000. The finest known specimens, graded MS-67 by PCGS or NGC, have sold at auction for upwards of $10,000. Even heavily circulated examples in fine condition can sell for $200 to $300, that's a 6,000% return on your 5 cents. What's particularly fascinating about the 1993 double die nickel is how many likely remain undiscovered. Unlike pennies, which collectors have scrutinized extensively throughout history, nickels have traditionally received less attention. This creates a genuine treasure hunt aspect. There are almost certainly thousands of these valuable errors still in circulation or sitting in collections unrecognized. I recall speaking with a retired bank teller who, upon learning about this variety, remembered a customer who would bring in rolls of nickels each week to exchange for new ones. She later discovered he was searching specifically for the 1993 double die and had reportedly found 6 specimens over a 2-year period. His initial $5 investment in each roll potentially yielded thousands in rare coin value. If you're examining your own collection for this valuable variety, you'll need more than just good eyesight. The doubling is most visible under 5x to 10x magnification, and proper lighting is crucial. Look specifically at Jefferson's eye, ear, and the word "Liberty." These areas show the most prominent doubling. Beware of machine doubling, a different type of mint error that can sometimes be confused with true double dies. Machine doubling typically appears more as a smearing effect rather than the clear, separated doubling seen on genuine double dies. The condition of these coins plays a critical role in their value. Mint state specimens, those never circulated and showing no wear, command the highest premiums. Numismatists grade coins on a 70-point scale, with MS 70 being perfect. For the 1993 double-die nickel, even the difference between MS 64 and MS 65 can mean thousands of dollars in value. Key areas that influence grade include Jefferson's cheek and hair details, which are high points of the design and show wear first. Beyond the double-die variety, there's another 1993 nickel worth mentioning, the Special Mint Set, SMS, specimen. These were produced with special care for collector sets, featuring sharper strikes and superior finishes compared to regular circulation coins. While not as valuable as the double die, a perfect MS 70 1993 SMS nickel can still command $300 to $500 from specialists. The 1993 double die nickel also highlights something important about coin collecting: the democratization of the hobby. Unlike ancient coins or classic gold pieces that have always been expensive and primarily in the domain of wealthy collectors, rare varieties like the 1993 nickel represent opportunities for everyday people to make significant discoveries. The coin that makes someone's collection complete might literally be in their pocket right now. I'm reminded of the story of Peter Lorenzo, a construction worker from New Jersey who, in 2018, found a 1993 double-die nickel in his change from a coffee shop. Having casually collected coins since childhood, he recognized the doubling immediately. The coin, later graded MS 64 by PCGS, sold for $2,700 at a regional coin auction, all from a 5-cent piece that crossed his palm in everyday commerce. What's particularly compelling about hunting for the 1993 double-die nickel is that it encourages a meticulous approach to collecting. Many collectors have developed their skills by searching for this specific variety, learning about die characteristics, strike quality, and grading in the process. This educational aspect is perhaps as valuable as the coins themselves. For those wondering about authentication, both major grading services, PCGS and NGC, recognize and will certify the 1993 double-die nickel. Having a coin professionally graded provides assurance of authenticity and helps establish fair market value. For specimens potentially worth thousands, the modest grading fee is well justified. If you suspect you found one of these rare nickels, handle it carefully by the edges, avoiding touching the surfaces which could leave oils and fingerprints that damage the coin. Store it in a non-PVC holder temporarily until you can have it professionally evaluated. The 1993 double-die nickel also teaches collectors an important lesson about patience and thoroughness. Many of these coins were discovered years after entering circulation, by collectors methodically examining rolls from banks. This roll hunting technique remains popular today, and while the odds of finding a 1993 double die have diminished over time, the possibility still exists, making each new roll an adventure in possibility. Now, let's shift our attention to the 1990 Jefferson nickel, a coin with a fascinating story that exemplifies how mint errors can create extraordinary value. The 1990 nickel doesn't look remarkable at first glance, but certain specimens hide an incredible secret that has sent collectors scrambling through their collections for decades. In 1990, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 650 million nickels, an enormous quantity that would suggest these coins should be commonplace and unremarkable. However, during that year's production, something unusual happened. A small number of Jefferson nickels were struck on planchets intended for dimes. This minting error created what numismatists call a wrong planchet error, and in this case, it created one of the most valuable modern nickels in existence. The story begins with the planchet preparation process. The U.S. Mint creates blank metal discs called planchets for each denomination, with specific metal compositions, weights, and dimensions. Nickel planchets are composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a diameter of 21.21 mm. Dime planchets, however, are made from a different alloy, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, clad with pure copper, and measure only 17.91 mm in diameter. Somehow during the production process, a small batch of dime planchets accidentally made their way into the nickel striking press. When the Jefferson nickel dies struck these smaller planchets, they created coins with the Jefferson nickel design but on smaller, lighter, differently composed blanks. The result is visually striking. The design appears slightly off-center, and the coin shows no rim because the dies extended beyond the planchet's edge. These 1990 Jefferson nickels struck on dime planchets display several distinctive characteristics. First, they're notably smaller than standard nickels, measuring the same 17.91 mm as a dime instead of the normal 21.21 mm. Second, they weigh approximately 2.27 grams rather than the standard 5 grams of a regular nickel. Third, they have a distinctive silvery appearance due to the different metal composition. And fourth, the design appears crowded, with the rim partially missing because the nickel design couldn't fully fit on the smaller planchet. Discovery of these errors caused immediate excitement in the collecting community. While wrong planchet errors occur occasionally, this particular combination, nickels on dime planchets from 1990, has proven extraordinarily rare. Numismatic experts estimate that perhaps fewer than 50 authentic examples exist, making this one of the scarcest modern mint errors. The market value for these exceptional error coins has skyrocketed over the years. When first discovered in the early 1990s, they might sell for $1,000 to $2,000. Today, a certified example in mint state condition can command $15,000 to $25,000 at auction. Even specimens showing circulation wear can sell for $5,000 to $10,000, depending on condition and the centering of the strike. What makes these coins particularly intriguing is the mystery surrounding their creation. How did dime planchets get mixed into nickel production? The most likely explanation involves the planchet hopper system at the Philadelphia Mint. During normal operation, different denomination planchets are stored in separate hoppers before being fed into the striking presses. Occasionally during cleaning or maintenance, a few planchets might remain in the system and later mix with another denomination, in this case, dime planchets contaminating the nickel production line. I once spoke with a former mint employee who explained that despite rigorous quality control, the sheer volume of production, billions of coins annually, means that even a 99.9999% accuracy rate will still result in thousands of error coins entering circulation. The 1990 nickel-on-dime planchet errors represent just such a statistical inevitability, but one that created numismatic treasures. The human stories behind discoveries of these rare errors are equally fascinating. In 2013, a Tennessee collector named Richard Burdick found one while searching through rolls of nickels purchased from his local bank. Having collected coins for over 40 years, he immediately recognized the smaller size and unusual appearance. After authentication by NGC, his coin, graded MS-63, sold for $18,400 at auction. Not bad for a 5-cent investment. Another remarkable discovery occurred in 2017 when a vending machine service technician noticed an unusual coin in his collection bin, a 1990 nickel that was noticeably smaller than the others. Being familiar with coin errors through his work, he set it aside for further examination. That coin was later certified as genuine and sold privately for approximately $12,000. For collectors hoping to find one of these rarities, examination techniques differ from those used for double dies. Since the primary identifying characteristic is physical size, a simple measurement tool is your best ally. Any 1990 Philadelphia nickel, those without a mint mark, measuring approximately 17.9 mm in diameter warrants further investigation. Weight is another key identifier. At 2.27 grams versus the standard 5 grams, these coins feel noticeably lighter in hand. Authentication is absolutely crucial for these rare errors, as forgeries do exist. Unscrupulous individuals have been known to alter regular dimes by smoothing the surfaces and artificial restriking with nickel dyes. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC use sophisticated authentication methods, including metallurgical analysis when necessary, to verify genuine examples. The 1990 nickel-on-dime planchet error also illustrates an important aspect of numismatic rarity, the concept of condition rarity versus absolute rarity. Many coins are rare only in certain high grades, but relatively common in circulated condition. The 1990 nickel error, however, exhibits absolute rarity. It's extraordinarily scarce in any condition, making even worn examples highly valuable. Finally, we come to our third remarkable nickel, the 1955 Jefferson nickel. Unlike our previous two examples, which derive their value from striking errors, the 1955 nickel story is one of mysterious mint variations and production anomalies that continue to baffle numismatists even today. The year 1955 marked the peak of the post-war economic boom in America. The Philadelphia Mint was operating at full capacity, producing 7.8 million nickels that year, a relatively modest mintage compared to other years. Denver added another 74.5 million. Under normal circumstances, these production figures wouldn't suggest anything particularly notable about this year's coinage. However, something unusual happened with a subset of 1955 Philadelphia nickels. Collectors began noticing specimens with dramatically enhanced details, sharper strikes, more pronounced steps on Monticello, the building on the reverse, and an overall proof-like appearance despite being intended for circulation. These came to be known as full steps nickels, with the most exceptional examples showing all 5 or 6 steps at the base of Monticello completely defined and separated. What makes the 1955 Philadelphia full steps nickel particularly remarkable is its extreme condition rarity. While millions were minted, the vast majority were struck with weak details on Monticello's steps, a common issue with Jefferson nickels due to the design's tendency to show incomplete striking in that area. Numismatic experts estimate that perhaps only 1 in 10,000 1955 Philadelphia nickels exhibits the full steps designation, making them extraordinarily scarce in this state. The reason for this scarcity involves several technical factors in the minting process. First, the steps on Monticello represent a recessed area on the die, which fills with metal last during striking. Second, dies tend to wear fastest in recessed areas, quickly losing their ability to impart full detail. Third, the Philadelphia Mint in 1955 was using presses that were operating at extremely high speeds to meet production demands, resulting in strikes that often lacked full pressure. What's particularly mystifying about the 1955 full-step specimens is that they seem to have been produced intermittently throughout the year, suggesting they resulted from new dies that were placed into service and caught a few perfect strikes before beginning to deteriorate. Some numismatists have theorized that these exceptional coins might have been struck using experimental die steel or polishing techniques being tested at the Philadelphia Mint. The market value for 1955 full steps nickels has experienced extraordinary growth. In the 1990s, a 1955 Philadelphia nickel with full steps designation might sell for $100 to $200 in MS-65 condition. Today, those same coins regularly command $3,000 to $5,000. The finest known examples, graded MS-66 or MS-67 with full steps designation by PCGS or NGC, have sold for astonishing amounts, with several auction records exceeding $20,000 in recent years. I remember speaking with Eleanor Stevens, a veteran coin dealer from Chicago, who shared the story of her most remarkable acquisition, a roll of 1955 Philadelphia nickels that had been set aside by a bank teller in the year of issue and remained undisturbed for 6 decades. When she examined the roll in 2017, she discovered 3 specimens that qualified for full steps designation. One of these, later graded MS-66FS by PCGS, sold for $18,400 at a major auction, from a coin with a face value of 5 cents. For collectors seeking these elusive treasures, identification requires careful examination of Monticello's steps on the reverse. Under 5x to 10x magnification, look for clear separation between all 5, or 6, depending on how you count them, horizontal steps at the base of the building. True full steps examples show no weakness or merging of these architectural details. Lighting is crucial. Use angled light to reveal the full detail of the steps. The 1955 nickel also presents an interesting twist in grading terminology. PCGS uses full steps, FS, for Jefferson nickels showing 5 or 6 complete steps, while NGC previously used 6FS to specifically indicate 6 full steps, though they've since aligned more closely with PCGS standards. This minor difference in terminology can affect valuation, so collectors should understand both systems when buying or selling these coins. What's particularly remarkable about the 1955 Philadelphia Full Steps nickel is how it demonstrates the concept of condition rarity in its most extreme form. While double dies and wrong planchet errors are rare in absolute terms, with only a limited number ever produced, Full Steps 1955 nickels represent coins that were technically part of regular production but survived in exceptional condition with full design details. The hunt for these coins has a fascinating psychological component as well. Many collectors describe the thrill of the hunt when searching through rolls of nickels, knowing that even a single discovery could fund a significant portion of their collection. This creates a unique dynamic where the pursuit itself becomes part of the hobby's appeal, a treasure hunt with tangible potential rewards. Authentication is equally important for 1955 Full Steps nickels, as the designation significantly impacts value. Both PCGS and NGC have established strict criteria for the Full Steps designation, requiring complete separation and definition of all steps. Having a coin professionally graded not only confirms the Full Step status but also establishes the overall grade, which dramatically affects value. The difference between MS-64FS and MS-65FS can mean thousands of dollars in market value. Storage and preservation of these coins requires special attention. The steps area on Monticello is particularly susceptible to contact marks and wear, which can compromise the Full Steps designation. Proper holders, minimal handling, and environment control are essential for maintaining both the grade and the Full Step status of these valuable coins. The legacy of the 1955 Full Steps nickel extends beyond its monetary value. It represents a fascinating glimpse into mint production techniques of the era and serves as a reminder that extraordinary treasures can exist in seemingly ordinary coinage. It also exemplifies how numismatic knowledge can transform common pocket change into significant assets. These 3 Jefferson nickels, the 1993 double die, the 1990 wrong planchet, and the 1955 Full Steps, represent different facets of modern coin collecting. They show how production errors, die variations, and exceptional striking quality can create immense value in coins that, to the untrained eye, might seem like ordinary pocket change. Together, they remind us that numismatic treasures continue to circulate in everyday commerce, waiting for the knowledgeable collector to discover them. So the next time you receive change or come across a jar of old coins, take a closer look at those nickels. Examine their size, check the dates, and perhaps invest in a magnifying glass. While the odds of finding these specific rarities may be slim, they're not zero, and the education and excitement of the search are rewards in themselves. After all, each of these valuable coins was, at one point, just another nickel in someone's pocket change, until an observant collector recognized its true value.